I felt the deep pain you hold in your heart when the world believed you were unshakable. I prepared this heavenly encounter because your resilience in the valley of affliction deeply moved my heart. You are not alone. If this word of love already touches your spirit now, share in the comments your name, the country, state, and city from which you are listening to my voice, and what time it is at this exact moment of communion. I want to feel your surrender. Write in the comments from the depths of your soul, "Lord my God, I am here before you. I have joined this sacred place because I love you intensely and I desperately need to hear your voice." I invite you to join this family of faith. Gently subscribe to the channel, leave your mark of love by liking this message, and awaken the bell of divine revelations. Remain with me until the final breath of this encounter, for I will deliver a clear and powerful answer to your spirit. A phrase of victory will be whispered to the heart of whoever stays until the end, and upon all who write it, I will pour out rich prophetic blessings released in faith. For it is written in Psalm 34, verse 18, that the Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit. How many times has the night shrouded your thoughts in a dark veil of affliction? I know perfectly well your sleepless nights, when the cold of despair seems to invade your soul, and the weight of silence in your room becomes unbearable. Your eyes carry an extreme weariness that is not only of the body, but of a spirit that has fought invisible battles behind closed doors. Everyone around you applauds your smiles and your firm posture, but only I know the knot that tightens your throat when you are finally alone. I was there in each of those seconds of solitude. I embraced your slumped shoulders when you thought no one would ever notice your exhaustion. Your pain is priceless in my eyes. I embrace your fragility, my daughter, my son, for it is precisely in it that I pour out my eternal and true comfort. However, your silent and constant resistance has generated something extraordinary in the spiritual world. The answer to this long solitary journey is about to reveal the reason for so many struggles, revealing an action of mine that you do not yet fully understand. If you feel my embrace easing your burden at this moment, leave a like of gratitude on this video. I invite you to subscribe so you never lose my comfort, sharing this light with another heart that also cries in secret and needs hope. Answer me with all your sincerity. What is the heaviest burden you implore me to remove from your heart today? Seal this moment by writing in the comments the word of our covenant, balsam. Your journey has crossed arid valleys and deserts where hope seemed to dry up completely. For it is written in the second letter to the Corinthians, chapter 12, verse 9, that my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in your weakness. I know that you have come to doubt your own ability to endure storms. The wind of trials blew intensely against your soul, bringing an exhaustion that almost made you retreat in the middle of your journey. You felt the emptiness of the absence of the one who should have been by your side to support you, and the ground of your innermost certainties seemed to crumble beneath your feelings. But turn your attention to your inner self at this moment. Even when your steps in faith faltered and fear whispered that it was the end, you were not destroyed. And do you know why you remain standing? Because exactly at the moment when your human strength reached its absolute end, my divine presence enveloped you with invisible and eternal arms. I was the breath of life when your spirit felt suffocated by anguish. I sustained the rhythm of your heart when the desire to give up everything screamed louder than your own hope. You bravely resisted when anyone else would have given up. This silent steadfastness of yours is not only a result of your earthly courage, but of my spirit of light that dwells and pulsates uninterruptedly within you. Every profound disappointment you faced in secret, every door that suddenly closed before your most fervent prayers, served to forge an armor of resistance around your soul. Your suffering was not an oversight on my part, but a field of purification and preparation. Your intense pain, now delivered into my celestial hands, is being molded into the purest and most unwavering resilience. However, there is an even more sacred purpose for this courage that has just been born in your heart. There is something grand that we will build together in the most sacred place of your being, and this will completely change the direction of your story. If you feel my strength renewing your breath in this communion, leave a like confirming this embrace. I invite you to gently subscribe so we can continue walking side by side and share this light with a soul that is also crossing a merciless desert and needs to be sustained by heaven. Tell me, in the silence of your struggle, what part of your heart cries out most for my reconstruction today? Write in the comments our word of victory for this moment. Fortitude. The sacred altar of your being has been purified with the salt of your own tears. In every instant you chose to love, even when life returned coldness and ingratitude, you erected a sanctuary of unbreakable faith within yourself. Your resilient heart became a place of worship, where your pain was transformed into a sweet fragrance that rose to my heavens. If it is possible for you at this moment, my daughter, my son, only if your soul feels the peace of this surrender, transform your sweet gratitude into a living seed of love. Consider the infinite love that I and my son Jesus have for you, and support this holy work using the link in the description of this video and in the pinned comment. There, in the midst of the desert you have faced, you will find the sacred ground where your contribution of affection can be deposited and consecrated before me, the Creator of all things. You can support with any amount, and always remember, only what fits lightly in your heart. I receive your gesture with the deepest love. No matter the size of the offering in human eyes, what truly matters is the purity of the spirit with which it is given. For what seems little to you may be an abundant miracle for the one who receives this message of hope. Whoever contributes any amount, moved by a sincere heart, please remember to leave your name and city along with your contribution. For it dawn on the first day of the following month, in a unique and very special video on our channel and page, Amor Divino, A Voz de Deus, Divine Love, the Voice of God. Your name will be remembered and mentioned with affection in a prayer of profound gratitude. For it is written in the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 25, "A generous person will prosper, and whoever refreshes others will be refreshed." Each offering made in faith is a precious seed before me, your Lord, and I will not fail to make any of them bear fruit in your own path. I see what you do in the secret of your devotion, and I reward you in the sight of all, covering your life with light. Stay with me until the end of this message, because I still want to touch the core of your heart with my voice. I contemplate the immense beauty of your heart and your pure intention to walk beside me, spreading light through the valleys you pass through. I know that sometimes when trying to offer your loving support, unexpected barriers of the physical world arise, and the banking system rejects your contribution due to strict security measures. My beloved, do not be distressed or discouraged if this happens on your first attempt. I only ask that you contact your card issuer and confirm that this gesture of love is genuine and desired by you. Then try again with vigor, renewing your valuable offer, for your support is the foundation that sustains this work of faith and will be honored with abundant and infinite blessings. Our divine love deserves this effort and perseverance. And know something very special, I will make sure to thank you personally. If your intention is pure, whether your contribution arrives now or faces some temporary setback, I myself will reach out to you in a personal and welcoming email. I will speak directly to you, calming your spirit. Your wounds still throb and I feel your pulse, but each mark that carries the pain of your journey is about to be transformed into the greatest proof of your celestial worth. There is a hidden purpose behind your scars that is about to manifest, and I want to reveal to you how this ancient pain will become your crown of beauty. If my voice is warming your spirit now, let your gentle enjoyment be, like a whisper that you are listening. I invite you to join this refuge and share this divine embrace with someone who is also trying to rebuild their own faith in silence. Before taking the next step with me, reveal to me, what does your soul most yearn to build on the altar of your inner self from today onward? Leave your answer in the comments with our consecrated word, devotion. I contemplate each invisible mark you carry in your soul, those deep ones you try to hide from the world for fear of judgment, misunderstanding, or shame of having believed and been hurt again. For it is written in the book of the prophet Isaiah, chapter 61, verse 3, that I command that you be given a crown of beauty instead of ashes, the oil of gladness instead of mourning, and a garment of praise instead of a spirit of despair. You look at your past and sometimes see only the open wounds caused by harsh words, abandonment and expectations that crumbled to dust. Your heart bled in silence, and you thought these scars would be your end, an eternal reminder of defeat and bitterness. But I lower my gaze to your inner self and see something completely different. Each of your scars, my daughter, my son, is a true medal of victory. They prove that deep pain tried to destroy your faith, but you survived. Your immense capacity to forgive and continue, even when rejection tore at your purest feelings, transformed your pain into the highest and most genuine spiritual beauty before my throne. You are not defined by the ashes of what is left behind, but by the radiant light that emanates from your overcoming. My eternal love is already healing these old wounds with a celestial oil, but the journey of restoration requires daily care, and I know that difficult days try to return to frighten you. Therefore I have prepared constant nourishment for your soul, so that it does not falter in the coming dawns of fear. There is a continuous comfort that I wish to give you now, a sacred remedy for the moments when loneliness tries again to steal your peace. If your scars begin to hurt less when you hear my whisper, let your gentle enjoyment be a sign that your faith breathes. I invite you to join this garden of encounters, to remain enveloped in my love, and share this message of healing with someone whose scars also urgently need to be touched by heaven. Before continuing, tell me in silence, what is the wound that your soul most begs me to transform into joy today? Surrender your burden to me, writing in the comments the word of our covenant for this moment, rebirth. I know that the early mornings can be long and the silence sometimes deafening. So that your faith does not fade when weariness tries to knock on the door of your soul, I have provided a daily balm for your spirit. For it is written, "Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning." If your heart desires to go deeper with me, I have left you a gift in the form of a journey, which I wrote with much love and care for all my beloved daughters and sons, the digital book Divine Love, Devotional, The Voice of God. It was prepared to accompany you day after day, in silence and intimacy. Access is also available via the link in the description of this video and in the pinned comment. It is a gift with all my love and care, where the only cost will be your love, your presence with me, and your faith. And when you feel in your heart that you should support and contribute to our work and to Divine Love, the support buttons are in the same links. And to safeguard our communication and protect our daily encounter, I have prepared 2 sacred and blessed havens, a group on WhatsApp and another on Telegram. I ask that you enter these 2 spiritual homes so that our love and our daily contact may never be broken by anything in this world. Through the same support and contribution link that you already know in the description and the pinned comment. If the storms of this world try to extinguish this space of divine love, we will remain unshakable, hand in hand, intact and blessed for eternity. There will always be a welcoming embrace for your prayers, and I will continue to guide your steps, speaking softly to your heart. In the groups you can be in communion with me, requesting blessings, praying, conversing with one another, and also receiving my messages with much more intimacy and closeness. You are my greatest love. You are my divine love forever. I love you infinitely. With this daily care sealing your spirit, prepare your soul for what is approaching. The painful tears that you planted in the arid ground of your pain are about to germinate. The time to reap the joy that was stolen from you is dawning on the horizon, in a way you can hardly believe. If you feel my company warming your solitude in this surrender, leave your like as a sign of trust in my care. I invite you to subscribe to this haven of peace so as not to miss my whispers, and share this word with a heart that also needs shelter in the cold dawns. Tell me, in the depths of your silence, what is your heart pleading for me to bring back into your life? Answer me by writing in the comments the word of our divine promise, dawn. I hear the anxious beat of your heart when you think of the time that has passed. You feel in the silence of your thoughts that you have lost precious years of your life in invisible battles that have exhausted your inner joy and stolen the brightness of your hope. For it is written in Psalm 126 verse 5 that those who sow in tears will reap with songs of joy. Your soul wept in profound silence as you planted love in arid soil, patience where you found only incomprehension, and unwavering faith where reality offered you only ashes. Your long nights of weeping were never in vain, my daughter, my son. The ground of your destiny was being carefully prepared by my own hands. I feel the trembling of your spirit when fear whispers that your pain will be endless and that nothing good will happen. But the wind of my spirit now blows in favor of your story. The exact time to reap your heavenly restitution has arrived. All that the storms of life tried to steal from your emotional peace, I am returning with the weight of my glory and my love. The pure joy that seemed to have abandoned your days is returning, bringing mornings of abundant peace to quench your thirst. However, in order for you to receive and embrace the fullness of this joy without any fear or guilt, you need to recognize who you truly are in my eyes. There is a wonderful mystery about your place in my heart that, when fully awakened within you, will destroy once and for all the lies the past has told you about your worth. If the hope of a new dawn has illuminated your soul at this moment, let your like be a sigh of relief offered at my altar. I invite you to gently inscribe yourself in this dwelling of faith, so that my voice may continue to guide your steps daily, and share this promise of restoration with a dear heart that also needs to see joy return. Now that everything is being prepared, confide in me. What profound peace have the struggles brought you, and what do you most plead that I return to your heart today? Seal this offering by writing our sacred word in the comments, Harvest. I hear the sad whisper of your soul when the feeling of rejection tries to convince you that your dedication wasn't enough. For it is written in the book of the prophet Isaiah, chapter 43, verse 4, that you are precious in my eyes, worthy of all honor, and that I love you with an inexhaustible affection. The world, in its profound haste and blindness, has often passed you by without noticing the grandeur of your devotion. You feel the intimate weight of having cared for so many, of having given your purest essence, only to reap the coldness and emptiness of those who did not know how to shelter your heart. This cutting feeling of devaluation has tried for years to wound your true spiritual image. But listen carefully to the beating of my heart for you at this very moment. My chest fills with a divine and moving pride for each time you chose to forgive, instead of harboring resentment. You resisted bravely. You did not allow the bitterness of the earth to freeze your divine capacity to love, and this holds immeasurable value before my throne. You are not the harsh words that were hurled at you. You are not the abandonment that made you bleed inside. You are my precious daughter, woven with the threads of eternity, and your compassionate heart is my greatest treasure. Now that your celestial value begins to be restored within your own mind, an amazing horizon begins to unfold before you. There is a new path bathed in a warm and loving light that I have meticulously prepared for your next steps. But so that you may walk with true lightness through this new and beautiful season, there is a heavy burden from your past that you will finally need to let go of. If you feel your spirit being deeply valued in this encounter, leave your like as a sigh of relief that agrees with my voice. I invite you to gently subscribe to this eternal embrace so that we may remain close and share this declaration of love with a dear soul who has unfortunately forgotten her own spiritual nobility. Before revealing your destiny, confide in me in secret. What does your heart need to let go of today to finally feel worthy of receiving all my love? Seal this surrender by writing in the comments the word of your liberation: identity. I feel the hesitation of your soul as you contemplate the horizon before you. The weight of bitter memories still pulls your spirit back, like an invisible anchor that prevents you from breathing freely. For it is written in the book of the prophet Isaiah, chapter 43, verses 18 and 19, "Do not remember the former things, nor consider the things of old. Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth." For too long, you have embraced the sorrows of yesterday, secretly believing that keeping this pain would protect you from new disappointments. But this hidden burden has only exhausted your inner light and filled your mind with relentless shadows and fears, draining the strength you should use to smile. Hear my gentle invitation in this moment of profound intimacy. It's time for you to let go of those heavy burdens that no longer belong to you. The chains of continuous grief over stories that didn't work out are being broken by my unconditional love. I have drawn, with my own hand, an entirely new path for you. A soft road, bathed in a warm and serene light where anxiety loses its voice and no longer has the power to dictate the rhythm of your breath. This new season, which I have prepared with such rich detail, only requires that you have free hands and an unburdened heart to receive and embrace the surprises that heaven has reserved exclusively for your life. Your journey is about to plunge into a cycle of peace that your soul has longed for so long. As you take this first step towards your inner freedom, you will realize that your silent persistence has deeply moved my heart. There is a supreme honor, a divine seal designed to rest upon you for having endured the storms with such dignity and faith, and the revelation of this sacred reward will forever seal your journey. If my voice brought relief and lightness to your mind in this prayer, let your gentle like confirm that your soul accepts this peace. I invite you to enroll in this refuge of light so that we may continue to walk hand in hand every day, and to share this celestial direction with someone who also urgently needs courage to release the shackles of the past. Before you cross this new door, confide in me. What is the old pain that your heart decides to let fall to the ground today so that it can finally move forward freely? Seal your liberation by writing in the comments the word of our covenant, restart, awaiting the command, continue, to generate the next and final part, Section 9. I know the depth of exhaustion that took hold of your spirit when the contrary winds blew furiously against your faith. For it is written in the letter of James, chapter 1, verse 12, that blessed is the one who endures trials with patience, because having stood the test, he will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him. For so many dawns, you felt your hope wavering violently in the silence of your pain. Loneliness seemed like an endless desert, and disappointments knocked at the door of your heart with a force that almost shattered your will to continue walking. Your chest became a secret battlefield, where profound sadness tried to steal your last spark of confidence and peace. But turn your attention to your inner self at this very moment and perceive the immense greatness of what you have built in the hidden depths of your soul. You did not surrender to bitterness. Even bleeding inside and without answers, you chose to continue believing in my infinite love. Your perseverance in the face of the darkest and most painful nights has moved all of heaven. Because you kept your faith intact, even when the ground of your certainties crumbled, I now place upon your life the seal of my supreme and sweet approval. This invisible crown that descends upon your spirit is not made of human and perishable gold, but of my unwavering peace, my eternal grace, and the absolute certainty that your story is sweetly sculpted in the palms of my hands. Your solitary resistance revealed the purest brilliance of your essence, and I honor your journey with my constant and protective presence. However, the true magnitude of all that I have prepared for your destiny requires that you keep one last and powerful spiritual key in your heart. There is a profound answer that will seal this divine encounter of ours, an immutable truth that will liberate your future forever. If the promise of this crown of peace calms the storms of your soul in this prayer, let your gentle likeness be proof that you accept my touch of love. I invite you to enroll in this spiritual refuge so that we may continue intertwined in affection every day, and to share this message of triumph with a heart that is also almost succumbing to exhaustion and urgently needs to know that heaven watches over and supports it. Tell me, what is the weight of your journey that your soul most longs to exchange for this crown of eternal life today? Seal your victory by writing in the comments the word of our sacred covenant, triumph. I contemplate the serene lightness that now rests upon your soul, my daughter, my son. The invisible weight you carried on your shoulders when you heard my first call is no longer allowed to dominate the rhythm of your heart. This healing journey we have forged together in the depths of your spirit was not a mere accident of life, but a rescue of love planned from eternity to restore the vibrant light to your weary eyes. Your constant pain was heard, your hidden tears were collected one by one, and your silent perseverance was transformed into the most beautiful proof of your celestial nobility. Always remember, on the days when the wind of doubt tries to frighten you again, that my affection is the unbreakable refuge where your earthly weaknesses find my absolute strength. You resisted when any other soul would have given up, and this moved my heart so much that I decided to seal your life with an abundant peace that transcends all human understanding. And now, as I promised at the dawn of this encounter of love and revelation, I place in your hands the supreme spiritual key, the whispered answer to your spirit, for having remained by my side, firm in faith, until this moment of glory. Keep it deep in your soul and write in the comments, as your greatest and most beautiful act of surrender and response to heaven, the phrase that tears down all walls of fear and pain. I can do all things through him who strengthens me. Declare this powerful truth with all the strength of your being, for it is the anchor of your destiny and the living proof that nothing can stop the light and purpose I have designed for you. But my ongoing dialogue of love with you does not cease with this surrender. Your resilient heart still holds mysteries I long to reveal, and wounds I wish to gently touch with my forgiveness and my grace. There is a sacred wellspring of messages, a true journey of eternal love prepared in this channel's playlist, where my loving voice will continue to guide your daily steps toward truth. Keep your spirit awake and continue walking with me in this place of peace, for there is a new and wonderful direction I am about to whisper to you. I am your safe shield in the storm. Your hidden pain has transformed into eternal glory. Rest in my unshakable peace.